The music didn't loop. YouTube. I told you to loop it. Damn it. Sorry, I left you all kind of, very quiet there. Alright, let's actually play the video game. God, that... Oh, man. I really need to watch someone else play through Mouthwashing. Because, like... Bro... Like, I'm thinking about it more and more, and Jimmy's actions throughout that entire game are just, like, so much worse, given that. So much fucking worse. This is a horror game. It is intended for... Please visit www if you need a list of specific content warnings, which I should probably do. Content warnings, slay the princess. Yeah. Cool. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, you have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Yeah, so... We're gonna update the... God damn it. Edit. Right, I can't do this here. Can't do that there either, Jesus Christ. This manually. It's too fucking long. Wait, no, now it's working on here, but not... Hey, can people in chat expand the pinned message and see if they can see it? Now it looks like I can see it in some places, but not others. It's super weird. Also, down a touch. Yeah, if someone in chat can confirm whether or not they can actually see the content, see the pinned message, like, expand it down and see the full thing, that'd be awesome. I don't know why it's showing up like that on some of my windows. It's very strange. We should also change the game too. Can you actually still play the original Slay the Princess? I'm pretty sure you can't, right? Like, that just doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, because I didn't have to... Yeah. So if I just use the Slay the Princess category, I'm sure that's probably fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Update stream info. Alright. We don't have too long, because mouthwashing took a little bit on the longer side than I was expecting. But yeah, we're back with Slay the Princess. I really, really like this game. Yeah, I mean, year of its release. Well, no, I started playing it last year, end of last year. And yeah, fucking incredible game. I have some unfinished business with the game in that I haven't seen all of the ending. I haven't seen all the princesses. But also, the Pristine Cut added some stuff and modified some stuff. So I've given myself a bit of an itinerary here in terms of what I'm going to do. However, I did also realize that I broke it up into 2 runs, basically. So I want to do, like, 2 runs through of the game, and it should be good. I just realized that I could actually do this in a better way by... So there's, like, basically one of the big dividers between, like, which princesses you get are whether or not you approach the princess armed or not. And it turns out that if you do all of the if you do them like so there's a couple of routes I've got on each thing I planned that are unarmed and armed. But I figured that it might actually be easier to do all of the unarmed ones in one go and all of the unarmed ones in another go, so that, like, there's clear railroading to places I haven't been to. I don't know if that's going to lock me out of things. I don't think it does. I think it locks you out of going down the same path, the same exact ending path again. But I think, for example, you could go back to... Ooh, excuse me. You could go back to the Spectre and get her to do a different ending rather than just the Spectre again, if that makes sense. At least I think that's how it goes. We'll play it by ear, but I'm gonna try and streamline it that way because it might be easier for me to make sure I'm getting princesses I want. All right, armed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unarmed, and something else. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're gonna do the armed run first, I think. Yeah, that has some cool ones I want to see. Yeah. I don't know if there needs to be any more introduction to it, honestly. As you can see, play the video game before. Yeah, I think we just get straight into it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Do I really, though? But how can Princess... forget it, I'm not doing it. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's bad, as you say, I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had a chance to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Phrasing.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Yeah, I think I will.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin. Oh, you know what? I should announce on Twitter that
The
I'm doing a
interior
thing.
of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright. I will be taking the blade, because we're going to do all of the armed
You
ones.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I wonder, is there, like... Can I get, like, cursor size increases on this? It doesn't look like it. Alright.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds
Aye.
dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Hi, man.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi! Yeah, what was my plan here? Oh, okay. Yep.
Don't be a stranger.
Hi.
It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way! No. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Okay, yeah. You caught me. I'm here to slay you. I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I don't actually know. I feel like if the goal is to free her, which is this first one, I feel like coming down armed is enough, so we can drop it and just discuss.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better
shit.
judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. How about I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Quiet down in front.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
I mean...
She is. I'm sure of it.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
apparently going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Why?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I'll see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here!
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Uh-huh. Save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I really should have said this earlier on. Yeah, there are, the content warnings obviously are there for a reason. Just off the top of my head, there is a fair bit of gore, there is a lot of talk about, there's a lot of, unreality, some, very specific kinds of deaths and stuff like that. Definitely worth looking at the content warnings in case you're not aware.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me. Stop that.
No.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
Nope.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Ooh, you can hear some background noise in those recordings.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of Wait, hasn't this happened already?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where we started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me, right?
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should.
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
I think you know what we have to do.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I want to look at myself. I want to see... yeah.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe clean the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Yeah.
It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Sol Cameron is different from last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you're told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
The writing in this game is so fucking good, dude.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
That sounds like I wouldn't be acting in the way you want me to if I knew the whole truth.
I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Right. You were asking about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who was it for? What would you have me do? What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Plus, she, like, the thing from before was that she was keeping things on the down low to hide it from whatever force in my head is actually forcing me to do things, which she obviously knows. So she's probably also just straight up lying.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
That other chain on the wall, yeah, what would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous. But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing. Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
But pretty. I can trust her with a knife.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
The chain in the wall, I'm not giving you my weapon. You realize that I have as much reason to distrust you. I'm not giving you a weapon in case you've forgotten you killed me last time. I can cut you out of there. I'm not giving you a weapon. Okay, I'm trusting you. If you want to leave, I'm going to be the one with the weapon. I think I'm just going to leave you, actually. No, so we're going to trust her.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right?
Oh, Rory tried to take over your body.
Exactly.
I love that
If I
clip.
were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Oh boy, here we go.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
No.
Watch in uneasy silence.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she soars through skin, veins,
God, that
cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
I guess we're all done here then.
So I guess that's it. What a way to go.
So yeah, the thing we're gonna do
She
here...
is gone, isn't she?
The thing we're gonna do here is a new chapter that was added after this. So the original one we did, you grab the head here and take her up with you, and actually, you know, well, I'll let that go. Yeah, I won't repeat what happens just in case, someone would not like to hear what actually happens. But yeah, we're going to try an alternative here.
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your angle?
I don't have an angle. I'm just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of a reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
Leave the basement to claim your reward.
Fine, but if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
Alright.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
Now, I don't actually know how to proceed from here, so this will be interesting. It's bullshit, let us out of here. I don't know, I'm pretty okay with this. I was hoping we get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward.
I probably should have
like I
saved
just told
earlier,
you.
but you know what? I'm gonna save now. Saved a video game.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
What do you suggest then? I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. I'm going to accept my reward now. I don't know, I'm pretty happy. What do you suggest then?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
Slay yourself. Didn't you hear the narrator? Yeah, I guess we slay ourselves then.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Yes.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
The cage.
You're on a path in the wood. Chains everywhere. This is different. This is new.
What the fuck? Alright, this is the point where I've definitely not seen anything.
It's worse, is what it is.
Are those crosses?
We're finally starting to see reality for what it is. This place is a prison, and she's not the only inmate.
You're acting like reality is this static thing. But this world is constantly changing around us. How can you be so sure that you aren't breathing the prison into existence? That by feeling the walls closing in on you, that's exactly what they do.
What a crock of pretentious bullshit. Reality is as solid as the ground beneath our feet. And if we just examine it, if we apply enough scientific rigor, if we think hard enough, we'll find a way out of here for good. Don't you see? We're already making progress. And what if looking at it is enough to make it change? Where does that leave us?
It leaves you exactly where you are right now, and presumably exactly where you've been before. I'll spare you my full introduction since you've clearly already heard it at least once, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities and not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
Should we talk about how we still have the blade? We've never started with the blade before.
Huh. I hadn't actually noticed.
Holding it's starting to feel natural, isn't it?
Of course it feels natural. We've had it with us every time. We've made it part of us.
Yeah.
Don't be weird. It's just a tool, not some mystical object. Though starting with it feels like an indication that we're on the right track.
This is strange. You're not supposed to start with the blade. It says right here that you're supposed to find it at the cabin. Oh well, I suppose that doesn't make much sense anyway. It's better if you start with a weapon, so this is probably for the best.
Yeah, nothing to worry about here. Are you sure we need to slay her? She cut her own head off last time. I'm not taking the blade again. Toss your weapon into the woods. No way out but through. Proceed to the cabin. Silently proceed to the cabin. I'm done with this. Turn around and leave.
She... what? Why would she ever do that? She's not supposed to be suicidal. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. More importantly, if she did cut her own head off, why are you here? You shouldn't have died. You should be enjoying your reward.
We killed ourselves, obviously. You were insisting that we were happy, but we knew we weren't. We could see right through you. Yeah, what he said. We weren't about to be stuck somewhere being fed non-stop bullshit forever. We want answers. We weren't gonna find them in your fake little paradise.
There are no answers to find. If she was dead, then that was it. That was the solution. All you managed to do was reset the board. And you put the pieces back all wrong while you were at it. This is probably worse for you, if I had to guess.
Ha! So there is a board.
Well, what's done is done and you're here now. There's no use arguing. Just get to the cabin and settle this. Try not to kill yourself this time.
I'm not taking the blade again. No way out but through. Well, I mean, we needed the blade both times, so... let's go see her.
You stand at the edge of a cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side. I think you already know what waits for you within.
Okay, those weren't actually crosses. They're kind of like power line beams.
It's like the world itself doesn't want us to reach her. There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just call her that.
Proceed into the cabin.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains, the air filled with the mock birdsong of metallic clinks. Where there should be walls, you can see only endless ropes of metal, with hooks dangling from their ends. A fitting cage for a monster destined to end the world. There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already have your weapon. Your objective awaits.
Huh. That mirror's back again. Why?
What mirror? There is no mirror. The only thing of note here is the door to the basement.
It clearly serves some purpose, but what? Is there something about us we're supposed to see? Can it be a tool of some kind? Or is it a distraction, something meant to confuse us?
Can we please stop talking about the mirror? I'd rather not spend more time in this room than I have to. It's creepy.
Approach the
You
mirror.
step out onto the floor. Or what should have been a floor.
Should have been.
Yes, unfortunately, you realise too late that there is no floor beneath the metal. There is only a loose web of chains suspended over some unseen space. An unseen space that you are now rapidly plummeting through.
Nothing's solid here, is it? It's all just a shifting mass waiting for us to drop our guard.
Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle.
Oh, lovely.
You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. The glinting of yet more chains merely hinting at its full dimensions. You dangle a few feet off the bare concrete floor. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
Yeah, alright, bud.
As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you make out a figure standing in the gloom, obscured in shadow. She watches you,
with the stillness of the grave.
Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with. We should let her make the first move. Let observation give us an advantage.
Are you mad at me? So you can come back too. Look, I'm sorry about what happened last time. I'm supposed to be sorry, right? Why the hell did you cut your head off?
But you are met with only silence, save for the creaks and groans of metal as it sways in the stale air around you. The hooks slowly shift in your skin, the pain coming in waves as you continue to dangle helplessly.
Ugh.
What if the chains don't have to be real? What if they aren't real? They feel plenty real to me. Yeah, it would be nice if we could just tell ourselves the chains aren't lodged in all our joints and they'd magically go away, but I'm afraid that's wishful thinking. Well, maybe wishful thinking is what we need. Maybe they're real, but maybe we can cut through them.
It's worth a try.
I'm talking to you.
The princess takes a slow step forward. As she does so, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper. Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you.
Is that her head down there?
As your
It
vision
is.
comes back into focus, your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows. The body of the princess is a weird way to describe a person. It's only accurate. The form in front of you is a body, draped in raiments of chains, her head dragging along behind her in an iron cage. The head stares up at you but says nothing, and the chains squeeze ever tighter.
What is your problem with me? I've only ever tried to help you. Let me down. Killing me isn't going to fix anything. What happened to you? You cut your head off last time. You can't be mad at me about that. Attempt to cut yourself free. Swing your blade. Remain silent. Let me down. Killing me isn't going to fix anything.
In another life, I would have said it was cute that you think I have a say here. I don't have a say. Neither do you. You, of all people, should know that.
The body takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
Oh boy.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die like this. Somebody do something before she kills us. Please. We're stuck here. What are any of us supposed to do? Reason with her? I don't think she's acting rationally. I think she's lost it. This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
None of this is my fault. I haven't done anything to you except give you my weapon. Twice. She? Are you talking about your body as if it's a separate person? It's you. What do you mean you're just a watcher? You cut your own head off last time. You made that decision. You've made choices and you've never stopped. You're choosing violence right now. Drop the blade? Oh. Yeah, maybe give her the weapon again? Because I can't use it anymore by the look of it. And I feel like we're on a timer based on what I'm seeing with the body moving closer. Drop the blade.
You're a step ahead of me. That means you finally get it. I'm happy for you. I really am. Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again.
Fuck.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward. The pressure on your limbs is becoming unbearable.
You give me your implement. See? You already did that one.
You begin to black out.
I cut myself free.
She's not insane, is she? No, she's just right. It's all been the same. The whole time, it's all been the same. We never had a say.
You're setting me up to fail. I can't make real choices strung up like this, and you're refusing to make any choices at all. Us choosing the same moves every time we play isn't an indictment of anyone's free will. It's just how things have happened to play out. I could have thrown away that knife in the woods if I wanted to, but I chose to come here with it. What was I supposed to have done? Did you want me to carry your severed head out of the cabin with me? I thought you were dead! Please just stop walking forward. I'm gonna die if you don't stop. Say nothing. Yeah. I chose to bring the knife.
Just because you refuse to see the walls doesn't mean they aren't there. Give in with me. It's so much easier to let the world happen to you.
She steps forward yet again, and the chains dig into you, your nerves screaming, your heart pounding, your lungs desperate for air.
I don't think we can hold on to you much longer.
How many times will we have to do this? I'm tired.
This is all getting so predictable, isn't it? Pop.
You're falling, the world is spinning, and then you hit the ground. Your body light in a way that is sickeningly wrong, and roll to a stop. The sound of rattling chains and a heavy thud as the rest of what was once you falls to the ground somewhere nearby. Our cursor changed. Oh, we're ahead now too. You are unable to take action, unable to defend yourself, unable to even look around as the princess's body steps towards you, one slow, rhythmic step after another. It stoops down to pick you up, and then a shadow rises behind the body, blade glimmering. Oh no. Or
And
glinting.
now, the cut.
It strikes, and it strikes true, and the body drops its cage in pain. Huh. They descend on each other, in a maelstrom of chains and hooks and feathers and blood, fighting their way deeper into the shadows until all you're left to witness are the sounds of violence.
See? You only ever thought you were in control. Isn't it so much nicer to let go?
I didn't let go, you ripped my head off. What are we supposed to do now? You didn't cut yourself free. My body is still the one with the knife. Doesn't that mean this is different? Doesn't that mean I broke your pattern? This isn't nicer, I'm a severed head. I thought that would be the end of me. I guess this isn't so bad. You didn't cut yourself free. My body is still the one with the knife.
Huh. I guess you're right. Pattern must be wrong then. Maybe if we keep watching, we'll figure it out. And we've got nothing else to do but watch.
Oof. And so you and the princess watch as your bodies weave in and out of the shadows, performing their lethal dance.
Look at us go. Aren't we beautiful?
The movement is gorgeous, primal, uninhibited, steel crashing against steel and flesh rolling off of flesh.
It's all going to come to a head soon.
Oh, it's the head. Of course. Turn the voice volume down ever so slightly.
Head.
Ha! Head. And at last, the climax plays out. Your body, wreathed in chains and shadows, makes its final move, but so does hers. Chain shatters, spine and blade pierces heart.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Both hers and yours collapse, their dance complete. Blood drips from the princess's mouth, and she coughs.
It's cold. But that's always been us, hasn't it? Cold isn't bad.
We haven't heard any of the voices either for a while. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has ripped her from you, and it's left something else in her place. Remains stuck between the walls of a pattern in a steely cage. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay, hold on. What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel? Is this the end of the world? Yeah.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is a body that convinced herself she was only a set of eyes. She will make for a watchful heart. Do not mourn her. She is now what she wished that she could be.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do you know the worlds
I
beyond
know
this
only
place?
that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How many more pieces do I have to find? And what if I don't let you do this to me? We're sent to slay the princess. Yeah. I think let's forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Yippee!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
Alright, buddy. No, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Oh, neat. Oh. Okay, that was weird. Do I want to stop here? Like, there's 5 princesses for each go. It does get faster as we go through. Maybe I'll try and get this second one done, and we'll see where I get. By like what 20 to 2, I think, so in 20 minutes. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior.
We can use the speed through it as much as we can. Alright, let's take the blade.
You take
the blade. Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing.
Oh, did that actually... Oh, I've seen that before? Oh, shit. Is this gonna count all my other playthroughs? Oh, fuck. Okay. I should be careful about that, then. I'll probably just skip it manually instead. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Doubt,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
here we go.
clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
We do get to see one of my favorite princesses going down this route, though.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
Hell yeah.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yes. Unfortunately, we are not going to end it here with this
You're on
princess,
a
but
path
this is
in
one of
the
my
woods.
favorites.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Sorry, one sec. But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead, And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Oh, shit. I skipped the thing. Fuck it. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hold on a second. Can I, delete? What? I'm gonna overwrite these two because... yeah. To get rid of, perhaps the memory of where I've been. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I look perfectly sane, thank you very much.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Okay, so usually, well, the last ending I got through this one was you go down with the knife and you fight the adversary, and it's a good fight and you both love it, and it's a bit fighting sexual. Or fighter sexual, I should say. This time, though, we're going to go down without the blade.
No blade this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win.
As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Yeah?
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Hell yeah.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
There can be overlap. It's fine.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? No. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
I hope you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened. You look different, so you do remember me. Actually, I'm just here to chat. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a lot to unpack first. I I haven't decided what I'm doing. Don't worry, I'm always up for a good fight. In fact, the only reason I came down here without a weapon is because having a knife felt unfair. You look different.
Aside from your empty hands, you look exactly the same.
Alright, fine. I believe you. What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. But that's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me! I don't remember.
And that's my problem. How? Oh. Sorry, hold on a second. I just got a message, but... Why are you making noise? Stop that.
Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay! As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take this even less seriously. You don't know the depths of my apathy. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never died. Do you see how alive I am right now? Don't worry, I'm going to do a good job. You got me. Pretty much everything you just said is true.
I know. You and the princess have been talking about it. You don't have to be so snarky.
Knife felt unfair.
Then why are you just standing there? Fight me.
Yes, ma'am. Attack her
I
on
guess we'll have to see how this goes. Your hand's empty. You charge the princess.
Quit the pessimism, will you?
Right? It's almost like you don't want us to beat her. No, look, I'm rooting for you, I really am. I'm just doing my best to keep my expectations grounded. You don't have a weapon. You're supposed to have a weapon.
We'll be fine. Just watch.
You attack, fists raised, and the two of you fall into combat. Your clawed fingers tear into her flesh, and her fists and elbows return the blows in kind, bruises blossoming in her wake, and blood vessels rupturing in vivid sprays of gore.
Not bad. You're tougher than I thought you'd be.
Hear that? She respects us. We can pull this off.
Her horns are getting bigger.
Yeah, you're right.
But without that knife, you'll never be enough.
Her knee connects with your sternum with a loud, violent crack. The wind leaves your lungs, and as you struggle for breath, you can feel something flooding in to fill the space. Hot blood, suffocating you from the inside.
You have to want to kill me. Like this.
You don't so much as see her movement before she deals the killing blow. Everything goes dark, and you die. Are you serious? That's it? That's it.
Like hell it is. We're not giving up that easy. Now get up.
Didn't you hear me? You're dead. There's no getting up from that.
Do I need to... No, just go in unarmed. Get up.
Wait, no, that's not right. You're...
Not dead anymore.
Yes. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. You're... alive. The princess takes a step back and looks down at her pulp-covered fists.
I could have sworn I killed you. That's your face splattered on the walls and dripping from my hands.
Wait, no. My face? You're joking, right? You're exaggerating? I still have my face, right? Touch your face. Can I go get my pristine blade now? No, you definitely killed me. I just got better! You're not putting me down that easy.
You don't. I don't even know how you're talking to me.
You raise your hands and touch the front of your head. She's...
not wrong.
What? What did she do? What are we missing? Who cares if we're missing our face? We can fight just fine without one.
Attack.
The two of you clash once more.
I really wanted to do the line that said fucking you're not putting me down that easy. God damn it.
It's not as one-sided as I feared, but it's still a far cry from what I'd hoped. Her injuries, though numerous, pale in comparison to yours, and the wounds you've inflicted upon her barely seem to have slowed her down. As much as you're trying to ignore it, adrenaline pushing you far past your limits, every movement burns.
This is getting boring. Are you even trying to keep up with me?
She lands another devastating... no, lethal blow. Everything goes dark. Again. And you die. Again.
Are you sure about that?
You know what I'm going to say.
That we're not dead?
Yeah, that we're not dead. Come on, get up. If we can just keep going, we're bound to wear her down eventually.
Are you sure she can't do what we're doing right now?
There's only one way to find out.
Get up.
Once more, you push yourself back to your mangled feet.
How are you still moving? How are you still doing anything? Bodies aren't supposed to look like that.
An uncharacteristic terror seems to grip her voice.
Yeah, okay, I gotta save for that.
Have we ever seen her afraid before?
No, we haven't.
This is how we win. We can do this forever.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. I don't like looking at you like this. You're all twitching and wrong.
I'd like to see her try. We're invincible.
Her fist flies towards where your face used to be, your twisted body incapable of moving out of the way. And then you see nothing.
Everything goes dark and we die?
Yes, something like that.
No, we get up stubborn. She has removed all of our limbs and she has punched our face off. No, our head off now. What are we getting up on? Through sheer determination, you die. Take my fucking legs off.
Well,
Sorry.
don't you have something to say?
Yeah, I quit.
Oh. Huh. I got an achievement that
You're
says
on
I didn't
path
hear
in
no
the
bells.
woods, and at the end of that path,
Alright, change of plans. We're taking the blade this time.
Now, why would we ever do that? Because she absolutely destroyed us?
She sure did. But what a great way to go.
We lost our face. Yes, it was hilarious. It was horrifying.
Also, hi, sorry, I got into things. I didn't expect that path to go that way. I thought we were gonna... I thought it was going to be more like she'd be excited at that fact, but no, she wasn't.
does it matter? We lost.
Oh, why so glum, Rage? Boy, I thought you were brave. I thought you were proud. Was all that bravado just hot air?
Look, it was just... the fight was better the first time, and the first time we had a weapon. Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here.
Yeah, you think? What does here even mean, though? You've told us about the path of the princess and all of that already, but this is a very different path than the last one. That's a good point. Everything here is a little off.
It's like it was us at the end of that fight.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
It's like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice. If we hit this point of no return you mentioned, then what happens?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens.
Yeah, but is there something after the end. How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there, if there even is a there. Isn't it your job to know things? Maybe we need a better narrator who can actually answer our questions. It's my job to guide you through your task and to state the facts of what's happening. That hardly requires omniscience. And besides, I'm the best you're going to get, because I'm the only one here who can do my job.
Feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions.
100? Where are you getting that number? We're talking 4, maybe 5 directions tops. At least for now.
This
Sure,
asshole.
I can come up with more if you give me enough time. I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. Might as well see this through.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. Don't be so hard on yourself. We all wind up in creative ruts now and then. I'm sure if you put your mind to it, you could think of something worth telling us.
But he doesn't.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. I think it's kind of nice. Makes the room feel alive, doesn't it? The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. We'll need it if we want to do things right. I say we leave it to rust. Let's not make the same mistake twice. We could have won if we had it last time. Take it.
It's that mirror again, and this time it's blocking the door. You didn't mention the mirror last time either. Why? How are we supposed to get to the basement? Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel. Okay, you picked up the blade, that's fine. But we're not taking it with us. Oh? And what do you plan to do with it then? Oh, I don't know, we throw it out the window.
Hell no.
Yeah, what if we need it? We don't need it. We had her up against the ropes last time. Did we?
We were doing great, but a weapon would have been useful.
Are you
God.
saying that you don't think we can win this fair and square?
No, I'm just...
Because it sounds to me like you don't think we can win this fair and square.
You know what, fine, I'm with him. We started round 2 with our fists, and that's how we're going to end this. You, annoying one who keeps telling us what to do. We throw the blade out the window.
Are you serious? Can we do that?
It's already done, isn't it?
Yeah, and now you have to describe it to us.
I didn't... Wait, what?
Fine. With an unceremonious whoosh, the pristine blade flies out into the night, never to be seen again.
You sons of bitches!
Your destiny, and the destiny of the entire world, awaits. Best of luck. You're going to need it.
No, we absolutely did not throw the blade out the window. I will turn this goddamn car right around right now. Hell yeah, that kicked ass. Love when my tenants throw things out of windows when I'm not paying attention. Hey, I thought I was the one who made...
I don't
no.
know. It sounds like we did. Yes, unfortunately, you did.
Let's just get on with it. I'm itching for that rematch.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. Almost as if you don't see it. But you must, because it's right there in front of you.
All we see is a damn mirror.
It really is, just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now? Does it matter if it's actually real or not? Talking about it gets under his skin. That's all that matters. We should talk about it even more.
Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent.
We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time. You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned. Do you intend to weakly claw your fingers across my skin? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me properly? I think you'll find it won't be so simple. I've changed. The way your flesh felt grinding beneath my fist, it woke something in me. A fight is a song, but there was no music in our conflict. There was no beauty in what we did to each other, and now there's no beauty in me. Come down and see what you've done.
Oh.
Do you hear that?
Well, sounds like we got to her last time.
Let's keep pushing, see what else we can make happen.
Continue down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
Did she grow heels out of her bone? How do you turn the text off? Fuck, I forget how to do that. Hold on. Might be in options that I can't see right now. Oh well.
She is loose, and she is coming for you. She wants us to be afraid because she wants us to think she can make us suffer. Don't give her the satisfaction.
That's right, no fear. She's bigger than the last time, but she's pulling herself apart. She's practically done most of the work for us.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for what I did. Please just listen. This isn't over until I say it's over. I'm taking you out. Round three, let her end you. What happened to you?
Time happened. You happened. But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have the resolution you denied me.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
What?
No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
Oh.
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality. Pah, who needs stuff anyway? Look at us! We might be all over the place, but we're fine.
Fuck, I wanted to actually try and fight her. Ah.
That's the first thing you've said that's made any sense. We may be down again, but we're not out for the count yet.
Yeah, we did that before.
Still, you fall to pieces. What is the point of all this power if there's no challenge to using it? This is a numb existence.
Numb? You ripped your own skin off. If you want a challenge, how about you play fair? Do you think this is enough to stop me? What happened to you? You're so much colder than you were before.
But the words don't leave your metaphorical mouth. Instead, all that leaves you is a wet and horrible gurgling as tissue vibrates out of place.
Fuck.
Our metaphorical mouth.
Oh, I didn't leave you a mouth, did I? It's better that way. Words get us nowhere.
She's right. We don't need words. We just have to push forward.
Hey, I like words. They're easy and we can have all sorts of fun with them. I prefer having a mouth.
You would, contrarian.
Well, unfortunately for you, you don't have one. Not anymore.
Ignore her and push forward.
Though the ribbons of your unraveled body struggle to coordinate, you manage to put one foot forward.
Oh, so there is some challenge left in you. Let's see how long it takes to crush it.
The princess clenches her fist, and as her knuckles tighten, even more of you becomes undone. Your skin is flayed, your fatty tissue torn from your muscles.
What are you? You're clearly not your skin.
Why would we ever be just our skin? We lost so much of it last time. We're obviously more than that.
I was curious to see if there was a change in the cursor, but it doesn't look like
Who
it.
cares? I don't like not having skin. It hurts.
The pain doesn't matter. Just keep walking. She can't stop us if we don't let her.
Guys, I'm not sure we got this one. Nope, take another
Still
step.
you push on, placing one disaster of a foot in front of the other.
Perhaps muscle is where you dwell.
She smiles, and again her will tears at you. Muscle untethers from bone. But we need that. We can't do anything if we don't have muscle. Okay, Mr. Anatomy, I hear you. But have you considered how neat it would be if we still kept walking towards her without it?
Yes, do it. Show her how tough we really are.
Mr. Anatomy has a point. How can we move without any muscles? Take another step.
You shamble on, a mass of organs suspended in bone, all held together by the thinnest strands of connective tissue.
I really thought that losing your muscle would be the end of you. This is exciting. We're in uncharted depths. I can't wait to see how much more of you I can take before you finally stop moving.
The less that remains of your body, as
Oh,
your
God damn
organs
it.
slip from between your ribs, she takes another step back. Only now, there is nowhere left for her to go. She's within your reach, if only you have the determination to reach her.
What was the line before? The less that remains of your body, the more fiercely your spirit struggles against that of the princess, but her power is immense.
Of course we have determination. We made it this far, didn't we?
What does this make us? How can we lose so many vital parts of who we are and still be here? The exact same way we lost every piece of ourselves twice before. Have you forgotten that we've literally died? Twice.
Come on. One more step. Do it. Hit me. Show me what you're made of.
Reach for her heart.
Your skeletal hand shoots towards her heart, but the closer it gets, the more brittle it becomes. Flakes of bone are peeled away, exposing the marrow, and the marrow melts, exposing nerves, and the nerves are stripped raw until what? I think he gave up on us.
Figures. He always seemed weak to me.
We got the head cursor again.
In the end, you're nothing. Just like what's left of me.
But we're still here, aren't we?
which means we aren't finished.
What are we supposed to do? Hit her with nothing? Yes.
Yeah, why not? Slay the princess, damn it. Something or nothing bursts forward from the place that is you. Threads in the shape of a pristine blade. They pierce her heart.
Huh. I felt that.
We actually did it.
We actually won.
I always knew we had it in us. But what are we going to do with ourselves now?
It's cold.
And we've got number 2. Triumph over a scorned adversary, going the distance. Hell yeah. You do not get the chance to watch her die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Emery returns.
She's gone. Where does she... There's that mirror.
It's going to be okay. Just trust me.
But it feels so bad. Like, looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Oh. It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. It's the end for you, but not for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
You're not messing with us, right?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. Fucking goddamn it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin. Tall.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
You the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? What does it feel like change like this? Is there one that's like, what do you think of this one? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? Do you know what you want to do? Yeah, no, I read that right.
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Alright, what do you want me to bring next? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There is passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? Been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Alright, I think we're good for this round. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Yay. Alright, I think that's where we're gonna end it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yes. There we go. Cool. Yeah. Oh, those two princesses are kind of a lot. One that's convinced herself of, like, inevitability and patterns and not being able to break them in any way. Like, yeah, essentially caging herself to the kind of, like, going through the motions and that. Whereas the other robbed of, like, the satisfaction of actually killing you, essentially sheds her humanity to gain power to actually unmake you, but becomes, like, yeah, cold and that in so doing. Yeah. God, this game is so fucking good. It always leaves me with a lot to think about. Which is, yeah, like, it's one of those things where, like, the whole point of me streaming games like this is to try and come up with, like, more things to say off the top of my head. Like, exercise the part of me that is about, formulating interpretations, like, reading the game and what it's trying to say, what it's trying to do. But some of these things just require time. So for mouthwashing, for example, like, yeah, we did talk through a bit of it, but in terms of, like, you know, how I feel about how it kind of goes about its story and all that, like, that's going to take time. What is it actually trying to say? Because that one in particular, it feels a bit muddy, given that it's not a simple tale of a hero or something like that braving some horrors. It's a very messy story about two people who do some fucking horrible things in the name of just, like, trying to live corporate lives to some degree. And in Slay the Princess's case, there's obviously a lot about, like, relationships in that, and I was expecting more of that, but these last two are a lot more about, like, how do I want to say it? It's less explicitly about the relationship between two people, which is ultimately a lot of what this story is about, or a lot the game's, like, broader story is about. But those last two feel very, like, it feels like they've been put in boxes, and one has just completely succumbed to, I'm trapped in this cycle. Okay, yeah, you come in here, you, like, sort of like, almost like a fatalistic kind of look at life. And then the other gets trapped in it, but is unsatisfied with the outcomes and starts, like, becoming less and less of a person in order to actually reach for something that she feels she's owed from that. I don't know, that the Fury one in particular I need to sit on a little bit more. The cage felt a bit more obvious to me, or an interpretation came to me a lot quicker, but yeah. Anyway, but we will be returning to this tomorrow. So, got a sort of long weekend. I didn't end up taking Monday off because I want to save my leave. But I do have Tuesday off. So, tomorrow we're going to return to more Slay the Princess. There's 8 more princesses I want to see. So, I feel like we could probably do it in like 5.5 hours. I might even, like, get up a little early tomorrow to either ensure I'm on time or, like, actually start early to kind of get through it. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be playing more FF16. Because, yeah, I'm not putting that game down until I beat it. Yeah, given the fact that the week is going to be a bit weirdly structured, I don't know if I'm going to do too much during the week. I have taken up, obviously, a little bit of Hades too, and I'd like to do a little bit more. Because I know there's a god I haven't met, there's a god that got added that I haven't met yet, and I'd like to at least meet them. However, I feel like they probably only appear in Olympus, which is going to be a problem, because it basically means I have to be complete, like, I think the way that, actually, sorry, I shouldn't talk about Hades 2 too much on a stream that's not about Hades 2. Suffice it to say, I do think there is probably a chance of me actually meeting them. The problem is that the bit I have to get to is quite late, and I don't know how consistent it is, or if it's going to shove new gods at me as a priority, as opposed to showing me just, or being completely random. So yeah, that might happen during the week. And yeah, next weekend, yeah, so that's during the week. Probably just Hades 2. We'll see. And then on the weekend, there'll be more FF16 and hopefully back to Ace Attorney. So yeah. Let's see if there's anyone to raid. I don't think anyone's been. Too many people have been streaming today. Yeah, there's only 2 people too. Ooh, Lythera's doing Lethal Company. I should watch that. But yeah, I think we'll just leave it here then. Unless there's someone like early in Slay the Princess, maybe, that we can raid into. Oh, someone got a very different ending to the Fury. Interesting. I don't, like, in general, I try and, like, make sure I haven't actually seen... Well, yeah, I've been avoiding spoilers for the princesses, but, like, once I see, like, the princess, every single route off of that, I'm like, okay, that's free game. If someone shows me something about that, that's perfectly fine. I just don't want to see the new princesses until I actually do them. So I can read their vibe, kind of, not get their vibe other than from in the game. Jesus Christ, I can't say words. I should probably end the stream. So, thank you very much for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.